Hey there, I just wanted to give you another update. Not much happening, but we are getting closer. I'm thinking May transfer may still happen. Today is April 17th, and I'm in my office, so that's when I have some quiet and undisturbed where I can actually not get interrupted. I feel really good. I have been working out. I think I'm in good shape. I've been eating very healthy. I've been not having any caffeine for the past month or so. So all in preparation of having the embryo transferred. It doesn't look like I'm have ovulated yet. I'm on cycle day, I don't know, probably almost 25, something like that ish. But that's okay. If we have to do a medicated cycle, it's all okay. I did call my midwife yesterday because I kind of want her to be part of the journey. I mean, she knows about my plan. And, of course, she was here for the twins. She was here when they were born. And she has become a friend. And I called her and I set up an appointment with her. So on the 29th, let me actually check my calendar real quick. I'm sitting right here in front of my computer. I have so many appointments. It's like a lot happening, so much business-wise. So yes, I have an appointment with my doctor at 8:45 in the morning on the 29th of April. Then on the 30th of April, I have an appointment at 12:30 p.m. with my midwife. And the reason why I'm doing that, because the clinic wants a bunch of blood tests, just a bunch of like chlamydia and HIV and all the things. And I would rather have an appointment with my midwife. And I told her, like, because I'm paying out of pocket for all of that. This is stuff that the health insurance will not cover. As soon as I get pregnant, they will cover everything again. But at my age, they don't pay for like fertility stuff or anything like that. So I'm gonna have an appointment with my OBGYN, and he will do the ultrasound and check all, do the pap smear and those kind of things. I think which that actually my health insurance is gonna cover, because you're supposed to have that every other year anyway. And I think it may have almost been 2 years. So it's a time for all of that. And after that, everything that he can't do, or that everything that he is not doing, if it's just taking my blood and sending it to the lab, my midwife is going to do that. And also she's then going to be updated, because we wanted to do that after my OBGYN appointment, because I could then talk to her, if there's anything that isn't looking good in my uterus, if like the lining isn't good, anything that's more on the side of like, what can I do to support my body? I could talk to her about it then, and she might be able to give me some tips and advice and maybe some supplements I can take, anything can help. Me, I'm all into, if I can utilize anything that's natural, I will. And even the natural processes that my body automatically does, I will. But it looks right now that the natural thing for my body right now is to prepare for menopause. I'm not quite there. I still have some cycles, but it's quite irregular and I'm skipping cycles. So I had a while, like before I even got pregnant with the twins, those were the years. I had like a few years before that where my cycles had gotten shorter, which is also a sign of, perimenopause. My cycles got shorter. I ovulated more frequently. And the second half of my cycles were, a bit short often. And now the cycles aren't short. Now they're very long, because I don't ovulate as frequently. It doesn't look like my LH is very elevated. And I am taking a bunch of herbs. I shared it recently. I feel like this is my holy grail trinity of herbs. It's ashwagandha, maca, and vitex. you're not supposed to take those like for years and years, but I've been taking them for like maybe 3 months or so, and up to 6 months or even to 12 months, it's good. So we're good. I'm going to take it up to the transfer, and then of course I'm going to stop taking them. What I still will do probably is like my cinnamon. I love this. I made it again. It did get cold again outside, but when it was warm in the past week, it was so warm and beautiful summer weather, and now we're like back in winter. We're like, whoa, thrown back into winter. But like I sometimes have rooibos latte, where I just, half rooibos tea, and then I fill it up with milk, and then I will put a half teaspoon of cinnamon in there. It tastes so good. But today I made decaf coffee. I have still a bunch of decaf, so when I do crave some coffee, I'm gonna have some decaf, which decaf doesn't have 0 caffeine. It has a little bit of caffeine. Matcha is the same. I think it has less, well, it depends on how much you're using of the powder, but it has less caffeine than a regular coffee. And it's released more slowly, I think, but the only time I think I'm going to have matcha is on my drive to Poland, because it's a long drive. It's going to be a 10-hour drive. And again, I don't have an exact date yet after my doctor's appointment and all that, and after all the test results are in from the lab, which should be within a week after sending in the blood samples. Unless I ovulate. We should actually be able to start right away. If I don't ovulate, if my OBGYN sees that there's no sign of my body preparing for ovulation, or if I just haven't, he can see also if I have recently ovulated. But if that's all not the case, then we can start immediately actually to prepare for the transfer, because all we need to do is to prepare the uterine lining and take estrogen, and I don't know what else they want to do, but then after those appointments, I'm gonna actually talk to the clinic again, and probably not to the coordinator, but I'm gonna have to maybe talk to the doctor again to see like what exact protocol are we gonna follow, and what medications do I need to get, which I pay them all out of pocket. Oh, it would be amazing if I ovulated, because I could save so much money, because I wouldn't have to do the progesterone and oil, and I wouldn't have to give myself shots every single day. It would be amazing. It just would be so amazing if I could just utilize my own ovulation. Oh, maybe I'll ovulate. I looked at I use Apple Health to put in my cycle, to put in. I stopped taking temperature because it's like, okay. I forget it all the time, and then it doesn't really help if you forget all the time. But I looked, so last year it kind of was the same pattern. I had like the year before that, so 2022 rolling into 2023. I had 2022 in November, I had a period, and then I skipped until February, and then it took me from February until May or June. So again, it was like long, and it was almost like in the winter time my body slowed down. Yes, of course she would bark now because the kids are in front of the door again. And then in the summer, I actually had cycles every month. So I had one like May, June, July, August, September, October. And then from October until just now in March, my body paused again. It's almost like, okay, winter time, we're going to slow down. We're just going to slowly approach menopause, because like in winter, we're going to slow down. And in summer, it's almost like the fountain of youth. And maybe it's the light and everything. Everything becomes a little more youthful, so you could just revert back again a little bit. I feel like maybe that's going to happen this year, and maybe I do have a hope of using my own ovulation. But I'm going to wrap it up now, because I have more appointments coming on, and I'm excited. In business, there's a lot of really cool stuff happening. And by the way, if you are interested in learning more about like my other topics, like everything that really goes on in my life, you may want to check out my podcast. It's called Find Your Voice. On YouTube, there is the podcast as a video podcast also, but it's really hard to find. You're going to have to put in Find Your Voice, Freya Casey, and then select, on top, like the top bar on YouTube, the search results. You're going to have to tell YouTube you want to just have channels displayed with that name, and then you will find it. Find Your Voice with Freya Casey. I think it has like an orange round logo, and that's where I share like a lot of things that go on in my life and a lot of mindset and philosophy stuff. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's a little channel, just a few hundred subscribers, but it's really kind of a heart, like a passion project. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm so excited. Okay, send me baby dust. Send me lots of baby dust. And I'm sending all of you who are still praying for a baby, lots of baby dust. Where did I recently? Oh yes, I'm watching this. One more thing I wanted to say. I watched videos. I can't remember her name right now, but I watched a bunch of videos of, no, I want to say it's Andrea Poore, like Poore, I think. I watched her videos, and she has, like, her story is, it's I don't want to say sad, but it's just like, I feel with her, because she met her husband late in life, I think her late 30s, and then they got married, and then it turned out that he's infertile. And they tried with his sperm, they tried IVF, it all didn't work. His sperm just were dead. And so she finally started actually looking into, like, she started using donor sperm. And she's tried, I don't know how many cycles, but she does a lot of videos where she does, ovulation test and, like, live pregnancy tests and all that stuff. And every time, like, she had tons of chemical pregnancies, I think, and then the line would always fade away again. And that's sad. And I just wish I could tell her. But maybe I should comment more. I wish she would watch my videos and I could tell her that just try it, even with a donor egg or with a donor embryo. It's so worth it. Don't wait. I wish I had done this all sooner, even with the twins. I wish I had done it so much sooner. Oh my goodness. I could have more kids. I could have even more children. It so doesn't matter if they're not genetically mine. And I know that the issue of them getting older and starting to understand and asking questions about where do I come from, I know that there is a way to do it, that it's not going to cause trauma. I know that the most important thing is that they feel so loved and wanted, and that I talk to them about it from the earliest age. And my daughter's knocking on the door because I always lock it so that the little ones can't get in. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.